Queen here with another episode of Queen Reacts, and today we are getting to part 2 of my comeback series. Now, this is Everything Wrong with MLP season 7 season 6, I think. Yeah, season 6, episodes 1 through 7, I think. I'm gonna go with that, yeah. Season 6, episodes 1 through 7. Title for these are The Crystalling, parts 1 and 2, The Gift of the Mod Pie, On Your Marks, Gauntlet of Fire, No Second Prances, and Newbie Dash. And I didn't even have to look at the screen, I just memorized them. Now, but yeah, those are all like very memorable episodes, in a way. Like, the premiere is definitely like very infamous for being underwhelming, and yet that's why it's memorable, because it's so underwhelming. But yeah, in terms of episode quality, I think the first 2 would be good if they were not the premiere, because I feel like the premiere should probably like set up something more than just that little glimpse at the end with the changeling, which ended up being Steve. That was this episode, right? Yeah, it was. And yeah, of course, as always, Celestia and Luna are useless. All they had to do was control nature, which they did in the finale as well. So, like, I don't know what that says. Maybe they're just as good as they can be for being our gardeners. But yeah. The Gift of the Mod Pie. Great episode. We got some more mod and... I mean, that sums it up. That by default makes it is gonna make it a great episode. Forgot to turn this on. By the way, if you wonder why I opened up my computer while trying to do reactions, it's because I have a video playing right here, which is literally just 24 hours of pure white screen. And I do that because it will allow for better lighting. But yeah. That's the tangent. Next episode, On Your Marks. Pretty good episode. I believe this is the one with the tap dancing kid. Forget his name. But yeah, he's good with that kid, and then you have Apple Group's song, which is a pretty good one. Like, it's a really good one. But yeah, not much happened in that episode apart from the tap dancing thing. So that, I don't know. And then you got episode 5, which is, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Gauntlet of Fire. Great episode. We got to see Ember for the first time, and of course when Garble was still kind of a dick, and he kind of still is a dick, but you know, he's more of a tolerable dick. That sounds suggestive, but I promise it's not. Yeah, so that, and then No Second Prances. The beginning of the infamous Star Trek ship, which I'm not a fan of. I know a lot of people are. It's like a very popular thing, but nah, I don't think Trixie's right for Starlight. I don't think she's really right for many people, ponies, creatures. I don't know. But yeah. Episode-wise, it's still a good episode. Maybe a bit heavy on like the outer character Twilight, though I guess that is somewhat in character of her just like freaking out all the time and trying to get started to make friends. But she was forcing a lot of things, so I don't know. And then finally we have Newbie Dash. Our little Dashie finally gets into the Wonderbolts. So proud. But of course, you got the whole rainbow trash thing, and she was kind of cringy in that episode. But we did get a lot of meme faces from that episode, so I'm at least glad for that. Anyways, these should all be pretty great. Of course, by LittleshyFiM, if I didn't mention that before. But yeah, let's just get this started. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Cinemare Sins presents. I'm noticing it's starting McFlurry. Didn't even notice that.
Library.
Okay, so we're no longer doing the thing with
First of
the...
all, Starlight, you should know better.
Okay.
It's Twilights Castle, so every room has a library.
Yeah.
Second of all, who is they? And
Different ding
it's
sound.
not like a team of designers carefully planned out each room.
So we changed up the style a
The
bit.
decisions involved with building a castle is a little difficult to single out when the castle appears out of nowhere. Starlight averts her eyes to avoid seeing Spike's towel.
Yeah.
Spike brings the stool to the door to save the camera pony from having to tilt down.
Starlight, good morning. Come in.
Yeah.
Spike somehow doesn't stumble over all three.
Because he doesn't have wings yet.
Welcome to the Glimmer Apocalypse. Starlight magically opens the door without using her horn.
The Crystal Empire was gone for 1,000 years. A lot of their customs are a bit murky.
Rarity speaks for everyone, including the writers. In memory of the poor animator
Exposition.
tasked with creating this impossible jug, which can't physically
turn up the
contain all
volume
of
a
the
bit.
images on the surface, and yet has to, because show.
And yeah,
This jug is presented as some
rotated like, what,
artifact.
270
The fact
degrees?
these ponies closely resemble the main six
Yeah.
suggests otherwise. Either that, or this is a monumental prophecy
Prophecy.
some ponies should have noticed. Starlight didn't even get a passing grade at the Prometheus School of Running Away from Things. It was a
Yeah.
sin that Starlight thought they were friends to begin with, considering he has no interest in sharing this moment with her. Now it's an even bigger sin because we see him bump into her as if she wasn't there at all. This surprisingly detailed view of Ponyville suggests the school and Fluttershy's cottage are a stone's throw apart. At least Katie seems to be improving her vocabulary. Presumably, they all got on a train together and rode it all the way to the frozen north. But only now does Rainbow notice this very conspicuous object Applejack has.
yeah. Well, maybe she just woke up. I think that was what the yawn was about.
Brought up for no reason other than foreshadowing. The main six threateningly surrounds Shining Armor because it makes for good scene blocking when your show has this many main characters.
You two probably need all kinds of help.
Cadence especially could benefit from therapy. She's always had a case of imposter syndrome. This is the fourth time Starlight
Imposter.
tries to get out of the friendship
pretty
lesson.
sus.
Twilight not taking a hint to the episode.
Is something wrong?
I used to be Hitler!
Amazing baby pony.
Sorry.
Reminder that we're more than halfway through the episode and haven't even been introduced to Princess Skyla yet.
Gaia.
Starlight thinks she's so
Skyla.
clever for convincing Spike to waste time telling stories. But then when he's done, he immediately shuts her down.
Aw, come on. I want to hear about the games too.
I know you're nervous about seeing Sunday.
So did Starlight manipulate Spike into killing time, or did Spike manipulate Starlight into letting him brag about himself? Part of the episode's original storyboard is visible in the sky.
Spike, the brave and glorious.
This nonsense again. It's hard to tell if this is supposed to be funny because it's not what happened, or if the show is trying to gaslight us into thinking Spike did something useful. Twilight
I don't know.
barges in to see the baby without even
There's an
saying
argument
hello
to be
her
made.
friend, who happens to be the mother. This
Yeah.
abomination of toyetic inconvenience. The wings, the giant head, the dangerously large horn, none of it makes mathematical sense back in this region.
Uh-huh.
But I thought alicorn wings had to be earned by accomplishing some great princess-worthy deed.
This statement.
Quiet, Rarity. Cadence is right here in the room, you know. Don't make the obligatory pink princess feel bad about her purpose as a toy.
Okay, that's where he was going with that. I thought he was going to go with the fact that like she started as a Pegasus,
Desperate
not
cry
a
of bronies
you know,
as
not a
Mary's
unicorn.
headcanons are confirmed or obliterated.
A unicorn and
That's another big
What
problem
a
with this
novel
episode.
concept.
so she can be a super strong flyer and have crazy baby magic.
Pinkie Pie sounds way too excited and not nearly horrified enough about that considering her
Right.
experience.
And I can help keep tabs on her magic.
Oh no.
You're already a complete failure, Twilight. That's an Academy record.
Her
Damn.
magic is more powerful than that of a newborn unicorn.
Always the insightful one, Celestia.
The crowds have already started to gather.
This
Stating
is
the
treated
ob-
as a sign
stating
that
the,
the crystal is
obvious.
about to begin. But the crowd probably has more to do with the destruction caused by a giant laser.
I
Maybe.
can't imagine canceling such a beautiful and important ceremony over something so potentially adorable.
Oh, shut up, Rarity.
Potential for death and destruction is simply adorable, darling. Considering how much this event has been hyped up, the claim that the entire Empire will be there, and the risk they are willing to take to continue it, there are barely any ponies in the audience. Twilight struggled less with the laser battle with Starlight than she
Uh-oh.
is now with a baby.
Did something happen to you after I left for magic school?
He has no reason to ask such a thing, except to make
Sorry,
this
looks like
awkward
Pro
scene
Tools
happen.
stopped on me.
Season 1 premiere, Nightmare Moon returns and we're introduced to the main six. Season 2, Discord makes Equestria
I
the
see
Chaos
what-
capital. Season
yeah.
3, King Sombra attempts to enslave the Empire again. Season 4, introduced to the backbone of the show, the Tree of Harmony. Season 5, Starlight Glimmer's cult is discovered and she eventually joins the
Season
cast.
6, Clouds.
Season 6, A baby cries and breaks stuff.
And
Why
that.
does McFlurry's cry shatter the crystal heart and damage nothing else? It's as if there's some magical connection or antithetical element targeting it specifically. Or maybe it's just that the episode was about to end and something bad needed to happen quickly.
Without the heart, the Crystal Empire is about to be buried under a mountain of ice and snow.
Well, we better hurry up and relocate these ponies to some place that's actually sensible to inhabit then. The music this episode ends with is trying way too hard to calm the children after a dramatic cliffhanger.
Yeah.
To be continued.
And it wasn't even that dramatic of a cliffhanger. Wow.
Is something wrong?
Twibly obvious.
Oh, these are just the A's. After this, I move on to the B's.
No, not the bees!
So many images.
Oh, hey. Alright. Okay, now I gotta check something because whatever just happened, it stopped my audio for a while. So I don't know where I cut off, but I'll edit it. I really do hope that this isn't going to be a recurring problem. But system usage. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why my audio cut out, but it did. So it's back on now. So I'm gonna hope that it doesn't stop again, though I can't promise that. Yeah, so that was a pretty good one. We're gonna continue right into the next one. I do like the new format he's going going with. Though I don't know if I like it more than than what he was going with before. I know that it's like originally like more derivative of CinemaSins, but I kind of felt like that was fine to be left the way it was. But I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna get to the next one, which is part 2 of the crystal thing. All right, let me pull it up in 3, 2, 1. And everything wrong with the crystalline part 2.
I don't see how that would help.
Previously on My Little Pony,
Thing.
Frostbite Bitter. We just sat through a recap, yet the beginning of this episode is devoted to more exposition.
Oh,
because the
Frostbite
plot is
Bitter.
just that
Okay, so the
complicated.
next thing is gonna be
Except it's
Starlight.
really not.
What about when King Sombra ruled the Crystal Empire and the Crystal Heart was missing? The city wasn't covered in snow then.
You don't know that. That was over 1,000 years ago. It's
Yeah.
likely Sombra had his own solution for keeping the cold at bay while the heart was hidden. We even see his fires keeping the Empire warm in Season 3's flashback. Brush up on your My Little Pony lore, Applejack.
I can totally fly up there.
Yeah, are
and
you a
punch
real
those
brony?
Rainbow Dash would be the one to imply puppy punching. Celestia's nostrils
Why?
disappear.
Ask them to share an embarrassing moment from their past, even something they regret.
This is horrible advice. Pro tip,
Yeah.
if meeting an old friend is awkward, try to make it even more awkward to increase the odds of never seeing them again.
There must be a spell that can restore the Crystal Heart.
But it isn't something that either of us know.
No pony knows this crucial spell in a country whose survival hangs by a thread where the lack of this spell can mean certain death. They're trying to keep this disaster a secret for now, but somehow the menacing storm clouds, magic lasers, and world-famous alicorn princesses go unnoticed. It's great to see the princesses do something,
I guess I
but
never
it's a shame
noticed.
their heroic moment of action is fighting and subsequently being defeated by clouds. Also, it's a shame we have to send Celestia and Luna to fight the clouds to begin with. If only we had a magic force field to buy us more time. It's not like we've seen something like that on more than one occasion
Yeah.
before.
And try not to mention the Crystal Heart. We don't want to start a panic.
Can't let ponies know about their
I mean,
imminent
I don't know,
demise to
maybe-
give them
maybe
a
it's
chance
something
to be with
different.
family for their final moments. That would be absurd. Pinkie Pie throws a baby.
Horse.
Where'd she go?
To find Princess McFurry Fart, you must check the shelves of your local Toys R Us.
No,
These
it's
are
going.
merely
Yeah,
the entrance
it's
pillars
going
holding
out of
up the
business.
castle, so it's not exactly helpful to shout this way so confidently.
I wouldn't be surprised if Twilight decides to give up on me entirely.
Twilight extended friendship towards Starlight when she was a dictator whose actions were going to destroy the world. Starlight thinking so little of Twilight as to assume she would give up on that friendship because Starlight didn't make friends with some pony is a terrible way to repay the favor.
I camped out
all night for this spot. I'm not about to.
She's way too
give it up.
old to be
Firstly,
having that
that was
voice.
a very poor decision considering how sparse this crowd is. Secondly, no, you did not camp out here all night for this spot. The crowd didn't exist a little while ago.
I plan to be as close to the action as possible.
Oh look, it's a brony.
Look, I am 100% sure the crystalling isn't happening.
Well,
Spoilers,
you're wrong.
Dash never was very good with math.
No crystalling, huh? Then why are they starting a fireworks show?
Characters act completely brain dead for no reason other than to build dramatic tension.
Yeah.
Probably the greatest sin in all of fiction.
Shining armor? I thought you were taking care of the baby.
This
What do you think
line
he's
sounds
doing?
out of place until you realize her emphasis was supposed to be on taking care of the baby and not the word you. It's almost like these ponies are voiced by actors in a studio lacking context of the world they're in or something. Good try, Rarity, but would the net have somehow prevented teleportation anyway?
I mean,
This,
what's
I know
the?
what we do.
Twilight, you should know
Fairly
better
Odd
than to
Parents?
say that kind of thing. But even more importantly, her
I
first
think-
reaction isn't to cast a force
I think
field
Fairly
like
Odd
Starlight's around
Parents,
this
they have
crucial
the
life or death
butterfly net
MacGuffin.
stop it.
Do
Or I could be
you
thinking of something
remember
else.
the spell? I only read it through once. I'll help if I can.
Or maybe it's like a
Yes,
like
I'm
a
sure if you both
leprechaun.
focus hard enough, Twilight will remember what she just read. Thanks for being so helpful, Cadence.
Yeah.
Sunburst! Haven't you looked outside?
He did actually, earlier, as you left.
He wasn't
This is the
focused on it,
Crystal
though.
Empire. We've seen snow before.
Sunburst seemed to recognize the threat as soon as he noticed the snow. At what point in history would the Crystal Empire
Yeah,
ever
and he
have a
hasn't been
snowstorm
there as
except
long
for
as
when
they
all
all
their
have.
lives were at stake?
We've seen snow before.
Princess Cadence has decided to evacuate the city.
The city, with Empire in its name, which operates as an independent state country. The city of Crystal Townsville.
Yeah.
You're an important wizard.
Starlight says important wizard multiple times as if that's the actual title.
Uh-huh.
Important wizard. You're an important wizard. Important wizard. Important wizard. Defeated by Twilight and her friends. So you travel through time to get back at them, but they beat you again.
Can we sin every time a character obnoxiously dumps way too much exposition in the laziest way possible? Oh wait, I make the rules here. 1 for Pinky, and 2 for Starlight.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to tell you, they're evacuating the city.
Kind of a strange thing to forget, but we'll let that slide. What we can't let slide, though, is the fact no one's going around knocking on doors to warn ponies such as Sunburst. Looks like only this meager group of crystalling fans are permitted to board the train. And
Yeah.
every pony at
No, I
home
guess
never
it's
dies.
implied that it's the entire
Don't
town.
want to alarm Twilight, but there's a tiny red bug on the camera lens.
Oh, I thought it was like a
Has any
gun.
better ideas? What do we have to lose?
Only the evacuation.
Oh, shut up,
does
Celestia.
the ponies patiently waiting on the other side of the curtain. Seriously, they've been out there a while. Anybody want to check to see if they left by now? Did they rehearse this off screen, or just get lucky by assuming Sunburst was familiar with the ceremony?
Citizens, may I present the newest member of the Crystal
I don't know, maybe he's
Empire.
witnessed it before.
Citizens who were in a panic and evacuating mortal danger mere moments ago. We're doing this now instead. Now cheer and spread the joy you're feeling despite the expectation of death. The fact Sunburst's magic is so weak he has to manually dunk the crystal is a nice touch, but any other unicorn should have helped him. Does anyone else have a sudden urge to go buy some toys? They all become crystal-fied, but Spike disappears and is replaced with an entirely different Spike.
Oh, I thought he just disappeared.
Crystalline ever.
We almost lost our
That's
homes
not
at
your
best
line.
and lost our lives at worst. Let's do it again. Animation error. These black pixels floating across the screen is clearly a mistake
Yeah,
and not foreshadowing
animation
of any
error.
kind.
We've seen snow before.
Yeet! Okay. Oh, that was a good one. Just make sure Pro Tools is still going. Okay. I think it's probably because I changed my my speaker earlier, because I was first going through here and then it went to my headphones. I had to change that. I wonder if that's where my audio cut off last, but right now it's still going. Don't stop on me. Okay. Yeah, it was a pretty good one. We're just gonna get right into the next one, which is The Gift of the Mod Pie. Full screen. 3, 2, 1.
We always sing the Pie Sister Surprise Swap Day song first. Ready, Mon?
No.
No.
Rarity should pay attention to what she's doing because she files with the wrong end. Far Bright Shimmer.
Every year, you set decide a special day to spend with each of your sisters?
This sounds like a great premise for multiple future episodes, but alas, they can only exist in our imagination.
We see the sights all day and then swap gifts at sunset. Okay, time to swap presents.
So
It ain't
much for
sunset.
that tradition. Maybe Celestia was running late?
You just said psst. No, silly, not psst. Psst.
Except Pinky clearly said psst. Either way, she set Rarity up for that one. Random passers-by showing significant interest in this exchange is an unrealistic depiction of city life.
There's a specialty store here in
I don't
Manhattan
know.
that sells nothing but rock
Oh yeah, city life,
The
yeah.
existence of a store solely for rock pouches is definitely a front for illegal activities. Pinky's excitement echoing through the city highlights the fact that they're the only two ponies who are audible in this bustling city. The extras take quiet on the set very seriously. Yet another cartoon setting unrealistic expectations of landmarks. The statue's crown is neither cramped nor crowded. The statue
Yeah.
drastically changes in shape and detail from one shot to the next.
Okay, remember the plan.
Maud neither hears nor questions this.
Nah, she probably hears it. She just doesn't care.
Red coat velvet line brown.
And
Just a matter of time before the store is broken into by Lyra.
Yeah.
Pinky opens doors by ramming her face into them, teaching kids that it's okay to grab cops.
Tell me.
yeah.
Maud neither hears nor questions this. Okay, at this point we can assume Maud knows something's up, so the sin is really for
Yeah,
them
I
thinking
think
she
she-
doesn't. Theme.
Any chance you could see yourself with it?
Only if I had a mirror.
Take a hint, Rarity. She obviously wants a mirror as a gift.
Huh.
This vendor sells Hasbro knockoff toys.
Or this? Or this?
That's why I can't.
One
and-
inside
well,
joke would be great.
Oh, I
but
saw-
4 in a row is
I
a
just noticed
pandering,
all 4 of them.
sharp-jumping, lapse in judgment,
shark-
obnoxious
the
callback. Fun
book
fact,
from
for every
Infestation-
second the
and-
Twilight
wait, no, no,
remains on screen, a
Manifest-
portion
yeah, I
of your
think that was
soul
it.
is consumed. The episode
Okay.
premise is that Maud is
Oh,
tough to buy
even the
gifts
cheese
for,
hat.
but when someone
not
is
the
this
cheese hat,
obsessed
but
with
the,
any one thing,
thing
it's
from
actually almost too
Fuck it.
easy to buy them stuff. Similarly, Maud is in town working for her doctorate, so maybe they could just ask her teacher or peers what a good rock-based gift would be. Outdoor Flash reveals Maud to either be a professional photographer or a fool misusing full auto. Also, the shutter button's over here. Maud activates it with her freaky Earth Pony witchcraft.
Yeah.
Reinforced triple cross-hatched seams? That's the pouch. How'd you know? Because I'm looking at one just like it.
Well, that's incredibly convenient. Not just the fact the guy has one, but the fact Rarity notices it behind her.
Say, where is your can?
Yeah.
Probably wherever it normally is. We don't usually see her lugging it around. Don't question the cartoon logic, Rarity, or you'll implode. Sometimes single frames are sin
I
enough.
saw something. I didn't see
Gee,
it though.
for some reason I have a sudden desire to buy a
That
toy.
makes sense.
Yeah, give me one of those toys with the cardboard pony. That's the
Yeah.
good stuff.
Oh.
Rarity's
Aw.
4 legs merge into one.
This is perfect. This is amazing. This is incredible. I love it. I love it. I love it. What is it?
Pinky's disingenuous reaction undermines all of her previous praise of Maud's gifts. Also, Pinky of all ponies doesn't recognize confetti.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love it 5 ever. That's even longer than 4 ever.
Fun fact, the 5 ever meme was popular 5 years before this episode aired. Dead memes are sad, like
Huh.
this if you cry every time. Rarity does a dum-dum and leaks the secret because we're running out of time and need to resolve things quickly. The value
Yeah.
of the cannon and the pouches,
I
but
did
a
notice that.
trifle
It happened, like,
compared to
very late in the
Rarity's immense
episode.
wealth. She could easily resolve this by helping Pinky to buy back the cannon without Maud ever being the wiser. But alas, throwing around that kind of money to help friends is awkward, and it's much better spent excessively tipping strangers.
That sure is the pony I got the pouch from. That's amazing. How did you know where he'd be?
Mod sense.
It's not too much of
I
a
love
stretch to
that.
assume Maud knew when Pinky went to the pouch store then. Hide and seek must have been so frustrating as fillies. Maud smiles. This is outrageous. This is so out of character. Stay
Wow.
tuned for my 20-minute analysis video about why this is the worst episode ever.
No. Oh, bonus round. Fires a gun in Manhattan.
Sure that washing
Must be an
your
open
clothes
carry
for a
state.
Especially the glaciation of the sloping strata. It's breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
Hi, Keanu.
All right. You and me, Maud. You and me.
Meme face competition. Okay. That's weird. Why is that not? Oh well. Sorry, that might have been loud for you guys. I just had to turn this keyboard off. Anyways, yeah, that was a pretty good one. Yeah, got not much to say, so we're just gonna right into the next one, which is On Your Marks. All right. Full screen. 3, 2, 1.
Helping ponies with cutie mark problems is what makes us special. Maybe we're not special. The first post-cutie mark meeting of the Cutie Mark Crusaders is now in session.
The CMC only meets every 12 episodes.
Is that all we're gonna do now? Spend our days staring down at our own flanks?
Only in My Little Pony. This episode's
Yeah.
theme song is so out of sync that it actually shifts the characters' lines.
Big adventure.
Tons of fun.
A beautiful heart, faithful and strong.
Starlight Bigger.
I wonder if that was...
Scootaloo is a chicken
I don't
jokes
know.
are extremely sinful and
Wow.
should never be made. 100 sins for being a clip show, but subtract 99 sins for it being mercifully brief.
Helping other ponies. Ponies without cutie
Plus
marks.
100 minus
Ponies who've
99.
forgotten their special purpose.
But for some reason, we'll focus on the latter and forget all about the former. Oh no, it's a pointless filler montage to remind us that ponies have cutie marks. Go back to the clip show, please! Speaking of pointless filler, all this montage consists of is them going up to a pony, seeing their cutie mark, and acting disappointed. It conveys nothing. Never seeing the playground
Why are they going up
taken
to
back
adults?
off-screen by Diamond Tiara
Actually, no,
would be a
yeah, I
shame.
understand why.
What a nice
'Cause-
playground.
But if we can't find any pony with a problem, maybe we're not special.
Cyberbullying in a nutshell. Equestria may be a cartoon utopia where certain evil things don't exist, but something needs to be said about Bulk hanging out at the school playground, going to a child's clubhouse, and talking about each other's butt tattoos. Bulk isn't
Yeah.
just very large. The clubhouse itself has shrunk significantly.
I'm Chris Hansen. Please
You
have a
see,
seat.
It grows again as he leaves. He should have gotten a cutie mark in space-time distortion. Bulk reveals the clubhouse for the poorly built thin floor death trap it is.
We could solve it so quick it'll be like it never happened in the first place.
That-
We're so
that's an
good at
aggressive
solving
boop.
them that most of the time there's nothing for the Cutie Mark Crusaders to do.
The conflict of this episode is that the CMC are too good at helping ponies. Therefore, they should give up and not help ponies anymore.
Huh.
Try to make sense of that. What overlap does ponies with problems, the CMC having their marks, and being good at solving those aforementioned problems have? Nothing, because this diagram is nonsense.
Yeah, I don't understand
You
what
two are gonna love scootering as
what
much
the
as
top
me.
part of it was
Scootaloo
about.
said to the two other ponies who don't have Scoot in their name. The previous CMC episode was an all-out musical, but now they sing terribly because the plot demands
Yeah.
it. Until the plot demands another song from Applebloom, that is.
Yeah.
Belle would rather keep bees. Of course, I'm allergic.
You know, she's been pretty calm around bees for some pony allergic.
Huh.
I really want a bungee jump.
Scootaloo would be interested in a strictly non-Pegasi sport.
Isn't there something
Damn.
you've always wanted to do on your own?
Correction, the real conflict of this episode is that Applebloom is too boring to do anything other than work the farm or mope around. You know what else they could do together? Help Applebloom find a new hobby or interest. Instead, they abandon her because drama needs to happen. Applebloom looks at her hooves because transition got a transit. You may think this scene depicts a nude model, but actually it's a rare depiction of every pony in the room
Hey, look,
wearing an
it's,
article of clothing. Don't worry,
Andy
Applebloom.
Warhol.
There's always a job for you at the design department for Hasbro marketing. Applebloom starts to hand out utensils, but then remembers that they are horses, and this makes no sense. She's so desperate to do an activity
Hand
involving
out.
other ponies
Would
that
it be
she
hoof
tries
out?
getting into dancing again, even though she's already crossed it off. If she wants to do something with friends so badly, even if it means not enjoying the activity on its own, why not just stick with Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo in the first place?
Now I'm think of it, you might be better as soloist.
Teacher is a horrible teacher. Just as you can hide violence under a blur of smoke, you can also hide dancing under a blur
I don't think
of
she's a
legs.
teacher, she's an
One keeps
instructor.
the censors happy, the other keeps the animators sane. You've heard of having a bad hair day, but have you ever had a bad eye day? Applebloom doesn't notice this blank flank with the cutie mark problem because this is supposed to be some kind of foreshadowing.
You are not gonna believe this, but I think I like bungee jumping even more than scootering.
Well, you're in luck then. You can't change a cutie mark, but you can change names, little Bungee-Loo. Applebloom dabbled in all these things in just one day. What have you done today? What have I done today?
You tried every one of these?
Yes, some
I've
more
done
than
several
once.
things and none of them were
There's a lot to
productive.
unpack here, but highlights
I failed a
include
test.
Discord, Pinkie Pie, and Scootaloo.
I don't see how I'm supposed to
You
be
just
happy that
said
we're not
chicken
hanging
jokes
out
were-
anymore.
never mind.
I never said that.
Plot hinges upon
Yes, you did.
Applebloom being
I'm sorry,
a
I wasn't
dum-dum.
talking.
Characters acting stupid to force an episode to happen is truly the ultimate sin.
I don't suppose this dancing pony had a cutie mark, did he?
What a convenient assumption. Boy, did that foreshadowing pay off.
You're the best dancer I've ever seen.
That's high praise from the farm
Yeah.
pony who can't dance.
No matter what, you look good
So
dancing
it probably
next to
means
me.
nothing.
No, I don't think it works that way.
I only wish I'd realized what you needed right away instead of moping
I mean, it kinda
around for
does.
no reason.
Yes.
He just zooms
Happy
in.
example of a rare self-sin.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I
The
guess
Ultimate Sin. That's a great Ozzy Osbourne
stuff
album.
that didn't have anything to do with getting a cutie mark.
What was that from? I don't know if that was in the show or not. Okay. Yep. Alright. And we're still good on Pro Tools. Yep. Alright, so, yeah, pretty good one. We're just getting right to the next one. Gauntlet of Fire. This should be great. 3, 2, 1.
The Dragonlands are full of dragons!
Dragons!
Ghastly creatures! It's
Racist.
too.
The existence of naturally occurring, perfectly cut and polished gems is almost as strange as their squishy rocks.
For once I wish unicorn magic wasn't so luminescent.
And with that one line, the show has retconned all covert use of magic. Also, might help if she turned off her headlamp. Green light glimmer.
We so rarely get a chance to relax and just visit.
There's usually
I don't know.
some crisis we have to deal with.
In
You
this
just had to
context,
say something.
deal with is a very relative term.
And yeah.
Dragonlands are full of dragons! And they're ghastly creatures!
That's racist.
Yeah!
Don't like you. We'll take whatever
Oh,
we
it's the white
want
pony
from
that's
Equestria
worse.
and burn the rest.
Anyone else looking forward to forgiving Garble and exploring his softer side? Nah, me neither.
Dragons of Equestria!
Apparently, dragons recognize themselves as being part of Equestria, despite their hate of ponies, and ponies themselves making a clear distinction.
My home is in Equestria with my friends.
Garble was present the last time ponies revealed themselves to be following Spike around. He should definitely suspect ponies being present now, especially after hearing a pony sneeze and detecting the scent of a pony. I guess bullies, which aren't completely stupid, are simply too OP.
Dragons are notoriously reckless, but they do whatever the Dragon Lord says.
According to dragon lore,
Dragons have rich customs and strict
Yeah.
laws, while also simultaneously residing in a barren hole in the ground.
to compete for the throne in the Gauntlet of Fire!
Roll credits.
To retrieve this
Honestly, that is a pretty
bloodstone
badass
scepter
name.
from
I feel like it shouldn't even be an
Maintainer
MLP title.
will be crowned Lord of the Dragons!
These instructions are not clear enough considering the stakes involved. What do they do when they find it? Do
So
they
the
have to
dragons
bring it
can,
back, touch
if
it?
the dragons
Can
have
they
to
simply yell,
obey
"I
the
spy
Dragon
a
Lord, how
scepter," like a
come
game of hide and
Ember
seek?
didn't obey
Why
her
wouldn't
dad?
Twilight teleport the scepter into Spike's claws right here and now? In fact, maybe it's not even limited to dragons. Just imagine, the entire Dragon Empire could be taken over by any magical outsider if every dragon would have to do whatever they command. Sombra was wasting his time enslaving mere ponies.
When the scepter disappeared,
It didn't disappear, Twilight. It's in the Flamcano. Book Horse is still working on her object permanence skills.
She probably couldn't see it.
Rarity's sneeze is heard by the nearby dragons, but it's also quieter than they're talking.
Look at him. He's just a runt.
Spike has been demoted from baby dragon to dragon runt.
Yeah.
I could squish him with my pinky claw.
That's an odd example to provide, since the same is true for all of the other dragons here.
Kind of.
Purple and Marshmallow remove
Especially
their
all the
disguise
black
while
ones in
plain
the
view.
background.
Not only that, but they needlessly destroy it too. Spike is on a mission to prevent the pillaging and likely killing of ponies. It wouldn't be unreasonable for a couple unicorns to cheat by helping him. But rather than international subterfuge, they meander around as a couple hapless spectators. Maybe Equestria deserves to be taken over. No, there is no way Spike is able to swim while carrying an unconscious body more than twice his size and
Right.
covered in armor. This is a Cinemare Sins public service announcement. If you jump into a body of water to save a drowning person without flotation assistance, you are guaranteed to die alongside them.
Right.
Ponies? What are they doing here?
Ember echoes half the internet in 2012.
I have a gauntlet to win.
Realistically, there would be no way to win after standing around making small talk for so long.
There are better things than being
I
big
kind of
and
feel like there
strong.
would be.
Better things, like being handed what you want by a simp.
Damn!
It's doubly ironic because
See,
she does
Spike is a
actually end
simp.
up beating Garble with brute strength.
I've been saying
Ember's
that,
got
like,
the
for
best of both going for her, and
months.
it makes for awfully convenient storytelling. Spike is canonically stronger than Garble. Let me get this straight. Characters
No, you
can
just have to
see
roll it.
magic, but not see Twilight and Rarity while inches from their giant cartoon eyeballs?
I've wasted enough time making small talk.
Recognition
Yeah.
doth not a sin undo. Ember removes her helmet with her eyes still inside.
Why did you cover for me?
I could ask you the same thing. You could have told Garble about my friends.
What
Wilhelm
a convenient
scream.
distraction to avoid explaining Ember's mysterious motives. It's nice that she cares about ponies and all, but we never learn her history or understand her inexplicably kind-hearted motives, and that's a darn shame.
Friends.
I
Also-
vote Wilhelm for Dragon Lord.
Yeah.
Incorporating fire as an obstacle for fireproof competitors. And somehow it works? Is this another retcon? These naturally occurring obstacles are moved by the magic of plot convenience. Oh, isn't that sweet? It's thanks to the power of their friendship that they overcome these challenges and mean old Garble falls behind. Too bad the sentiment is completely spoiled after they all get to the goal at the same time, proving the antagonistic lone wolf approach is just as effective.
It was nothing.
Nothing? You just risked everything to save her.
You're risking much more by standing here talking during the race. Rarity arbitrarily hopping over to the ledge while the rest remain perfectly still, and the small amount of leverage required to steady Rarity sure detracts from the emotional impact Ember thinks this moment
Also,
should
she
have.
can teleport.
Spike saved her life a moment ago with no reaction at all. Point being that Spike is great, but he's only ever in the spotlight for dumb moments.
She was only looking out for herself. She's just like all the other dragons.
That's
Racist.
We made it! I can't believe I'm the only dragon to make it this far.
You know what, Spike? I think we all agree with you on that. It's almost as if some powerful entity willed your success into existence against all logic and reasoning. Or perhaps two powerful entities. Garble could easily
Oh,
outrun
I thought you
or
were talking about
outfly
Celestina
Spike and grab
or
the scepter, but
Rarity in
instead they
Twilight.
have to have this dramatic exchange.
But no, the writers.
We have to do something.
She said while doing nothing to help for the entire episode. Ember can teleport because she flies in from the opposite side of the entrance.
Why did you save me? That's what friends do. And I am. I mean,
Oh my gosh, shut up and finish the race already. Both of you. Crackle's gonna catch up by the time they're done talking.
Yeah.
Garble
Like in
discovers
the
two
anthology.
unicorns accompanying Spike. So the dragons should suspect cheating was involved. Point being that they don't, so they should have. Cheated, that is. The scepter landed perfectly atop these crystals. Torch's retirement better involve a YouTube channel for trick shots.
Leave her alone! What? You have the scepter?
See, that would have been
Doing
like
whatever
the
Dragon
best,
Lord says, no matter how
best
that Dragon
chance for,
Lord
like,
came
him to,
to
like,
power,
grow.
or what the Dragon Lord says is entirely
the best opportunity for him to,
unenforceable
like,
and
grow in that
downright
moment.
asinine for a rebellious group like the Dragons. Spike commanding Garble to give everyone he sees a hug without telling them why is hilarious. But it's also mere moments before he transfers power to Ember, so that command isn't in effect anymore, yet
I
Garble
don't know.
continues hugging. This is what happened when Spike became Dragon Lord. This is what happened when Ember became Dragon Lord. Spike's
Yeah.
placing a lot of confidence in someone he only met today to not pillage Equestria, but okay, I suppose Ember's the best dragon for the job in the immediate vicinity.
but you know what? I won anyway. So maybe it takes more than just being big and strong to be a good Dragon Lord.
This victory speech sounds a lot less inspirational when you consider how cheap and undeserved her victory is. Garble genuinely
Right.
worked the hardest and deserved the scepter based on Torch's parameters, but in the end, Spike got it because of the dumbest of luck. Then Ember got it because of the luckiest of dumb.
What?
By the way, the fact Spike hands it over to Ember proves this whole dumb race was pointless anyway. Torch should have given it to the most capable dragon from the get-go.
Yeah.
You even
Crackle.
sneeze like a pony.
Sins 47. Garble's IQ 47. Negative, actually. Oh, I get it because marshmallows. Alright. Okay. Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, we're still good. Alright. I'm just so worried now that Pro Tools is just gonna like start shutting off on me in the middle of reactions. If it does, hopefully I still have that. But yeah. Alright, no second prances. Everything wrong with. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, maybe I'll just force friendships by magically enslaving
Yeah!
the population of Ponyville. Carefully
Also
set
that
the
Trixie
table
face.
without using magic, so that
Starlight's selective listening. Also, how would they have set the table without magic? She says by hoof, but how does that work?
Did you? How? When?
What the
Twilight
fuck
may have
was
been
that?
startled, but she's acting like she doesn't know how magic works.
If it's just you, me, and Princess Celestia, why are there
I don't
4
know.
seats?
I don't know, Starlight. Why are there 4 seats? You set the table.
Well, I can't choose. I like
Yeah.
all your friends.
That is not an acceptable answer, Starlight. You must have a favorite pony. It's the law or something.
Yeah.
Also, good answer.
Okay.
If that were the test, you would have passed, and the episode would have ended right here. Twilight's telling Starlight to go make a friend in just 1 day, so Book Horse can pass her boss's evaluation tomorrow. Twilight is a bad and shockingly dishonest teacher.
You have to make a new friend.
Someone new, someone old, someone borrowed, someone blue.
Someone blue.
Maybe
Oh,
I'll
hey,
force
that
friendships
does.
by magically
Okay,
enslaving
I
the
see what you
entire
did there.
population of Ponyville.
I don't
Yeah.
recall Twilight winning any elections, so that seemed to have worked out just fine for her. All right, glitter. Unlike the ingredients, the utensils are probably not convenient to replace. In other words,
Okay.
Starlight steals then destroys property. Starlight definitely dropped this cake onto her head on purpose, unless she thought Mrs. Cake's eyes were on the top of her head and she couldn't see otherwise.
I can't be friends with some pony who doesn't talk.
Octavia would like a word with you.
Come on, I'll introduce you.
Dash actually expects her to be able to follow.
What's a Wonderbolt?
Don't
Mean
blame
face.
her too much, Dash.
Mean
She
face.
did join halfway through the show, after all. Starlight has quite a few episodes to catch up on. Trixie is set up for a surprise
Just give her
reveal,
season
even
1
though
through 4.
any fan will recognize her voice right away, and everyone else
didn't.
won't understand why she's significant in the first place.
You ever have one of those days?
For me, they're all one of those days.
If you meet someone who says this, run. They're one of those people.
I may have been a tiny bit completely and utterly evil.
Evil would be to wish harm upon others. Starlight only wanted what was best for her village, but her selfish biases skewed things. Thinking she was completely and utterly evil is just the brainwashing of the friendship cult. Twilight takes genuine interest in proper silverware placement beyond merely replicating instructions from a book. Who are you, and what have you done with Book Horse? Trixie was able to stroll right into the castle without setting off any alarms. Does Twilight have zero security?
She doesn't.
That's a rhetorical question. We know she doesn't.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Trixie's horn is in a state of quantum superposition and only
Oh.
sometimes exists.
Trust me to make my
That's
own
weird.
friends the way Princess Celestia trusted you.
Celestia didn't trust Twilight at all. That's why she sent her away from her Canterlot friends and forced her to get along with 5 other very specific ponies preordained for her.
Thanks, Twilight. You won't regret it.
Okay, but you might regret the surgery which removed your horn. Still
Oh.
a better piece of merchandise than most of what Hasbro makes.
The things I've done, I did them because I was jealous of Twilight. She's just the best at everything.
Forget Trixie's return. Forget Derpy. Disclaimer, don't actually forget Derpy. And
Yeah.
forget Slice of Life. Trixie being jealous of Twilight is the highest form of fan service because that was definitely a matter of headcanon until this moment.
I kind of figured it was obvious.
Trixie is deaf.
Oh, what about her?
Derpy is best pony.
And right before you got chewed up, I could use magic to save you.
Okay, stop. Where is Trixie right now? And why is Starlight still talking to Trixie while Trixie doesn't exist?
Can I vent for a minute?
No, that would be suspicious.
Yeah.
Roll some of the credits.
I just hope I find a way to survive the moonshot manticore mouth dive with
I like
my new
it.
assistant.
Or, you know, you could just not do the trick you weren't planning on doing before Starlight suggested it a few seconds ago.
Anyone seen Starlight Glimmer?
No, I haven't. I've been too busy being stuck in this fence all day.
You just
Yeah, what the hell are you
decided to
doing?
skip our dinner without telling me?
Dinner with the ruler of the country, no less. This right here
Yeah.
is why Starlight never became an alicorn.
Ah! Ha! You still don't trust me.
Why is this treated like some kind of revelation? Of course Twilight wouldn't trust Trixie. They've only interacted a couple times and we all know how that went. You can forgive someone without being an over-trusting fool.
My heart is breaking into a million pieces.
The Princess of Friendship walks away from this situation because her butt didn't glow to tell her to do otherwise. She talks to Starlight, but she ain't gonna concern herself with Trixie's likely fatal trick. Remember how Fluttershy's whole introduction centered around not being frightened by a roaring manticore? Everything about this scene is weird and oddly set up. Starlight comments about needing to teleport before the manticore chews, but then we see hints that the manticore is probably in on the trick anyway. Also, Trixie attempting the trick at all is a fatal
And
accident
yeah.
at best, or an actual suicide attempt at worst. Yet Starlight and Twilight don't seem concerned in the slightest.
Starlight?
If you're out there.
It looks like bronies aren't the only ones who pray to their waifu. This manticore doesn't even pretend to chew like the Houdini one did. Also, Trixie found this surprisingly cooperative manticore just a few hours after deciding to do a trick involving a manticore. These things must be
Also,
dime
there's
a
nothing
dozen.
stopping that
Teleporting
manticore from
the
just
mouth
going
to
over and
box
biting her because
isn't
the rope is
particularly
going
impressive.
towards her.
The real trick was transmuting this helmet into her
Just
trademark
saying.
hat.
Because if he just really wanted to,
Oh, what about her?
nothing's pulling him from this side.
If it isn't working out for
pulling-
any reason, I could introduce you to my friends here.
Books, friends shipping, what? Okay. Okay. Alright, and we have one more. Newbie Dash. Let's get right into it. 3, 2, 1!
Hey, look out!
Nice.
She's only in the reserves. Not anymore, kid. You're finally a full-fledged Wonderbolt!
Dash becoming a Wonderbolt was set up for almost 6 years. Rather unceremonial for it to be dropped in her lap before the opening theme plays. Foresight Simmer. Never-ending back-to-back spike abuse.
Firestreak decided to retire and teach full-time.
Retiring to teach full-time.
I'm not leaving Ponyville.
That's not what
Retiring
you said a
from
few
the
seconds ago.
Wonderbolts, I think is what
Spitfire
it means.
told me the Wonderbolts need me
Or she
to
need.
go on tour with them.
I hope everything goes well.
I hope so too, but those numbers in the sky are looking really ominous.
Oh.
For a single frame, Rainbow Dash accidentally reveals her true form. She is made of grass. Look on the
Oh.
bright side, Dash. At least this place has super convenient runway trash cans for all of your runway trash can needs.
Are you okay, Rainbow Dash?
More like Rainbow Crash!
God damn
She
it!
broke 3 legs and will
Fleetfoot.
never walk again, but thanks for lightening the mood, Fleetfoot. Why are trash cans in the clouds so full of what looks like dirt? Oh no, unless it's not dirt. Teacher not only allows teasing, but joins in on the laughter.
Terrible.
You guys buzzed me on purpose!
Rainbow Dash deflecting responsibility because she's in denial of her own shortcomings is entirely in character, but
Yeah.
it's still a sin. Spitfire and Soren's wings are
Oh
on
hi, thanks for
upside
checking in.
down.
I'm still a piece of
Classic rookie
garbage.
move. Maybe some of the Wonderbolts started calling me Rainbow Crash.
Why would they call you that?
Do you really need that one explained, Twilight Flopple?
Well, look at the bright side. At least they didn't call you Rainbow Trash.
They didn't call her Rainbow Trash.
Goodbye, Rainbow Crash! Hello, Captain Awesome!
So what's the short version of that? The very common adjective or the title already in use? Is that how Spitfire came to be captain? She just chose that herself? Crash exits the scene, but this is her house, so where did she go? It looks like she went to bed, leaving her friends awkwardly standing in the living room. Does this best represent Crash's obliviously naive nature, or is this the show's way of doing self-parody? Either way, the whole
I don't
premise
know.
of her imitating her friends is hard to watch and very sin-worthy.
It's hard to watch, but at the same time, it's great to watch.
Crash, in her limited creativity, proposes the new nickname of Dash. Fleetfoot Cutie Mark changes while under her wing.
Well, of course I know that.
Whoever's idea
Also,
it
high
was to have a
surprise.
voice actor that plays two
I don't think it's actually
characters,
a
play
surprise,
one
but still.
character playing the other, deserves a sin and a promotion.
In fact, a lot of ponies call me Reading Rainbow.
They also call her Reading Rainbow, but only when the lawyers aren't
Yeah,
watching.
Now get off the runway!
I remember reading
One
Rainbow.
shot too late, Spitfire. Every pony teleported off the runway between now and the previous camera angle.
Just call me Care Mare.
These
Care
are all
Bear.
dumb nicknames, Crash. No wonder this plan is failing. Care doesn't have a great ring to it, and being called Mayor is downright deponyizing. The time it takes to realize this isn't Spitfire every time Blaze shows up
Oh.
is time you'll never get back, and you will have that regret on your deathbet. Rainbow Dash channeling
I did
Rarity
not
in
realize
order
that.
to seduce Soren is a ripoff of my fanfiction.
Damn.
Don't call me Rainbow Fast for nothing.
Sure. make the white
Fascist.
pony a fascist.
I
This jacket is ripped off
called
right
it.
through the hanger.
Okay.
Crash? Couldn't you just put my regular name on it?
That's not how it works around here.
Also, we couldn't figure out how to write Dash pictorially. This dramatic statement, spoken out loud, isn't heard by any of the ponies in the room. This random storm cloud was just chilling above the event. Who put it here? Did Crash just prevent sabotage only to cause her own? Derpy is hanging out with a horn-wielding green-eyed Rose, who is definitely not a changeling.
Hey, can I borrow
Oh.
Scootaloo? Me? What for?
Because you're the only filly here who isn't supervised by a responsible adult.
Yeah.
Crash's plan to circumvent the show and go off script is more childish than the actual child she kidnaps.
Come on, Pinky. The show's starting.
starting!
Spike says that line with great joy, but his face says otherwise. This whole nudging the cloud at the right time thing probably could have been accomplished with a lot less child endangerment.
Oh.
No changelings here, just a perfectly normal Rose. In the face of a brutal
Yeah, that's a
accident,
long
Rarity
neck.
shields Sweetie Belle's eyes, but down on the farm we call it character building. Meanwhile, in the
Yeah.
audience, a lone gray mare is cheering and feeling a lot less dumb than Crash.
And put other ponies at risk. I've drummed flyers out of the bolts for less.
Yeah, and at Crash's own suggestion, too.
Maybe I'm not Wonderbolt material after all.
You're the most talented flyer we've ever had.
And you've saved all of Equestria like a dozen times.
It sure pays to be a main character, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Crash would not receive so much undeserved praise and special treatment if she wasn't horse famous and nearing the end of the episode.
Then again, she's horse famous for
You know
a
why they call
reason,
me
so.
that?
Hey, did you know one
No.
of the fastest clippers was actually called the Rainbow? That's not the
Oh.
sin, though. The sin is making me search for what a clipper is.
Slowpoke.
Okay.
Hoof and mouth. You don't want to know what they call me.
Swallow fire.
The first day accident was a whole different kind of accident for Spitfire.
Shit, fire!
At least they didn't call you Rainbow Trash.
My
You
nickname's
waifu's
Clipper.
trash.
You know why they call me that?
Huh. Oh, clip. Okay, I get it. Alright, and there we go. Caught up with Cinemare. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure I did in fact do the season 5 finale. But yeah, that was all pretty fun. Yeah, and I think I do like his new style that he's going with. I don't know, maybe it's just gonna take me some time to get used to it, or something. But yeah, it was pretty good. In terms of the things that he brought up, I don't know, it seemed a lot like genuine criticisms about the episodes rather than just some one-off jokes or stuff. Which, I mean, not really have too much of a problem with that. It's just I don't know. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about these. These are pretty good, so yeah. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. God bless, stay safe, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye.